Hi, everybody. Happy Aloha Friday. Just getting on the air here. Join us for Ho'ola Mau, Monday nights on K5. Stories from celebrated and award-winning kumuhula and dances from their haumana. Share in the healing, the joy, and the mana that is hula. Brought to you by Outrigger Hotels and Resorts. Gather your ohana and join us Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. on K5.
Thank you for watching and being a part with all of us at Ho'ola Mau.
Okay, so what? I don't get intro or what? Is that the deal? There's no what? Why is my intro not happening? Okay. Here we go. Happy Aloha Friday, everybody. There is nothing wrong with your screen presently. Absolutely nothing wrong. We are just getting on the air, and for some reason, what usually happens isn't happening. So we will just have to make it happen manually. Ready and go. Yay! Okay, and now it works. Happy Aloha Friday, everybody. We have got a show for you. Notice I say we've got a show. I don't know what kind of a show we have today. I think it's a good show. Happy Aloha Friday to you. It's been a stressful weekend, but really quickly, before I start anything here on the show, I would like to thank the moderators, the producers, and especially my son for pinch hitting and ready to jump into things last weekend while we were sunrise on the road over in Kailua Kona. So we had a great time out there. As a matter of fact, want to say a special hello to Carl Kazuba. Him and his wife got to meet them. There you are. Hi, Carl. Got to meet them over at the King Kamehameha Hotel. Actually, it's the King Kamehameha Hotel's Kona by the Bay, or something. I have to get that ingrained into my mind. But anyway, we called it back in the day the King Kamehameha Hotel. So that was a lot of fun. Melia was the first one into the show today. Thank you, Melia. Nice to have you here. She says, "Hui, am I in the right place?" Yes, sister, you are definitely in the right place, and thank you for being here. Not all of our crew is here. One of our crew is on location. Tracy is over in Los Angeles, California, so we say hi to her. She is on assignment today. We'll get into everybody who's in the room coming up in just a couple of moments. We want to, let's give you this. Watch. Here is what is coming up on today's show. First of all, we're going to talk about Carl Herlinger, who he is, who he's affiliated with, and why he's giving back. He's talented. He's got a big heart. We'll talk story with him coming up. Henry Herbert is traveling to Hawaii for the very first time. He is going to share his style of boogie woogie and blues piano that makes him one of the best in the world. And we'll ask him to share some of his talents with us. Tayana Tully is a Hawaii actress who's been on television shows, film, commercials, but she's going to be on national television tomorrow afternoon on the Hallmark Channel. Details on Love for Real coming up here on the show. And I do have to tell you, Tayana is just the cutest thing, and she's got this energy, infectious energy. So it's really nice to have her on the show. She is shortly going to be in the green room. In the meantime, let's say hi to people who are here enjoying the show, like Debbie. Thank you so much, Debbie. Happy Aloha Friday to you. Raynette is always here over on the Eva Beach side. Shared. Thank you for sharing, by the way. And she always shares and she subscribes, of course, so we appreciate that very much. Rie is always here on the channel, and I think Ted is watching today. Ted E. Bear. It's never mind. You had to be here for the show. Sophie, how are you? How's your family? Nice to see you. Georgia is online with us here this afternoon. Yay! A lot of people clapping. Thank you very, very much. Orlando, Florida. Kevin, hope Florida is going well. It's getting hot across the continental United States. And it's near 90 here, but we got trade winds, and they're gusty winds. We'll have more in the weather coming up in a little bit. Kailua Moon is also with us online. Kailua Moon, of course, they always have their own live stream. So if you get a chance, usually they're on right after us. We're on at 3. They're on at 4, usually Hawaiian Standard Time. And Danny, let me know if that has changed so we can pass that along to the audience. Ronnie James, thank you very much for being here with us on the show. See us at the 604 Big Car Show. Thank you very much. Photo Luke Hawaii is here. Yay! He's doing some greetings over in the channel. Jackie is my cousin. Thank you very much, cousin. Love you. Nice to see you here. Henry Castillo, and thank you very much. Henry, where are you from? I'd like to know. And everybody put where you are right now, like Laura always does. Aloha from San Diego. We appreciate that very much. And Rie says, yes, Ted is there. That is awesome. Okay, so with that, just a reminder, just like, let me see here. A couple of people have done. They've already shared. Like Raynette, and we appreciate that. Subscribe, like, we always enjoy that too. And why my camera isn't on, I don't know. Okay, so let's change and go to another camera. As always, we try to show you two different sides of Hawaii because that's how it is right now. You have this side of Hawaii. Look at that. Serene, flat to 2 over on the North Shore. We'll get into the weather coming up in just a little bit. But, yeah, and look, hardly anybody there enjoying the beautiful blue skies and sunshine. Now, that's over in the north. Let's go down to the south real quickly here, and we can show you that it's a whole different story. Let's go to there. That is live. That's Waikiki. That's a whole lot of people on the beach and in the water. So, you know, just kind of a heads up. It depends on where you want to go. And also, just a reminder here, is there a way for me to pop my... Can you bring me on camera there? Hi, everybody. Real quickly here, I want to give you a couple of notes here while we're in this portion of the program. And I'm going to see if I can... Okay. So, anyway... what I wanted to do was tell you that there have been people that have been kind of, let me get out of the way so you can still see, that have been touching our wildlife. There was a man and woman. They decided to go up and touch a Hawaiian monk seal. The seal barked back, thank goodness, or else they wouldn't have moved. And they got $500 fines because of it. And there's still a chance that they may have to go through the law procedures. So just to note that when you are here in the islands, don't touch our wildlife. Leave them alone. Huh?
Let them off easy.
Yeah, they let them off easy. I think so. That's just me. I think they let them off really, really easy. They should have just fined them and a big amount. Anyway, let's see if we can get the North Shore camera. There we go. That's live as well. So they got it let off. So if you're coming to visit our islands and you are a visitor, don't touch our wildlife, especially up in places like Laniakea, up the turtles. People sit on the turtles. I'm like, no, don't sit on the turtle. How would you like if somebody sat on you while you're laying there on the beach?
You're lucky they didn't catch cracks.
That's funny. Yeah, lucky they didn't catch crash. I know. You know, if there had been local people, they would have been yelling, screaming. And thank goodness for the local people that do. We appreciate you very, very much. All right, let's get you some headline news here. There are a couple of things, and let me see here. I guess I'm going to have to borrow the producer cam. We want to say hi to the producer. Yay! Guy is there in his usual chair taking in the show. That's where he sits. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take his camera because this camera is also my phone. There is information here on this Aloha Friday. Elima Sexton. Let's go ahead and show you a picture of Elima real quickly. That's Elima right there. She is Miss Hawaii's Outstanding Teen 2021. She's currently at Miss America's Outstanding Teen in Florida. So she's at Nationals. She has made the top 10. This just released in this last hour and just did her talent. So congratulations to her. Yay! Elima, go get them, girl. We are cheering for you back here at home and can't wait to hear the results We may not be able to hear the results by the end of the show. Not sure, but we'll bring those to you when we get them. This is a weekend, usually if this were in the past, say like about 5-10 years ago, then this would have been the scene over at the Waikiki Shell. This is back when I was working at KCCN FM 100. This is pictures of the birthday bash that was happening there. That used to happen for about 26 years. And the crowds would be packed into the Waikiki Shell. And it was at the very last birthday bash that I got to take a picture with my son. We were doing the toast on stage. He's drinking fruit punch. Just so everybody knows, nobody's worried, right? Good.
You're drinking fruit punch.
I'm not drinking fruit punch. No, not far from.
Well,
It's in a cup. You can't tell what color it is.
Different
For a reason. So anyway, birthday bash, thoughts of birthday bash as we sit here and get into July. By the way, we want to let you know that there is concerts on this last July weekend, and that would be for Kolohe Kai. Kolohe Kai has their concert over at the Waikiki Shell. We will tell you about that coming up in just a little bit. With weekend news. But those are just some of the headlines that we're watching. We're also all watching Olympic news because there are Hawaii people like Carissa Moore who brought home the gold. Congratulations to her. There are more Hawaii people competing, especially 3 of them in men's volleyball. There's the Shoji brothers, there's Micah Christensen, and so they are still competing. So we are wishing all of our Olympians from Hawaii good luck. Everything from skateboarding to surfing to volleyball and much, much more. They are competing out there. This is editorial stuff, so this is my opinions only. Simone Biles. A lot of people digging on her for deciding to bow out, or step aside, however you want to mean it. Whatever it is, she decided, and that was her decision. And I think that we should all be supportive of that decision. There are things that she's going through that armchair quarterbacks, they shouldn't be able to call that. And when they start getting up on Twitter and start getting down on them, whether it be men or women, that is the decision that they have to make, and they have to make it for themselves. And that's my thought, and we support, or I support, those thoughts and those decisions that are being made over there at the Olympic Games, because only they and other fellow Olympians, which are chiming in saying, you know what, hey, good for you. You made the decision, and you go with it. And so we applaud that here. We've got a couple of people that we'd like to talk to on this Aloha Friday. One of them who's giving back. Let's introduce you to our first interview person.
Out of your mind? What? Chocolate chip cookies with almond flavoring? That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. I am out of here. Oh. What are you doing?
Hey, Billy V.
Carl Herlinger is on the show. 1990 graduate from Kalaheo High School. As a matter of fact, Carl's first show with Mr. B, if you're familiar with Ron Bright, was The King and I, and he is teaching this summer. You are not only an actor, but a ventriloquist as well.
My experience as a ventriloquist, I started here in Hawaii, actually, when I was 8 years old. Freddie Morris, if you remember Freddie Morris from back in the day, he was a big hero of mine in Kailua, where I grew up. And I saw his show at Orson's, that's no longer there, and he's no longer here. But it was fantastic, and I fell in love with it. And I went to his teacher. I went to Freddie's teacher. I studied with his teacher, who used to live out here in Waikiki. And so I studied for a few years there with Howdy Reynolds, who was Freddie Morris's teacher. And that's how I kind of got started with it. And it was uphill from there. No. Downhill from there. It was whatever it was from there.
Now, you've taken this and you've also, you've been able to go to all kinds of places. Like you've been able to go to Russia. You've been able to go to Poland, Taiwan. You've really been able to travel with theater and ventriloquism. And so
Correct.
You are now passing that on to the younger generations.
This is true. Yes, it's a great honor to come here and be a part of the I'm a Bright Kid Foundation's summer theater workshop and give back to the kids.
Now,
Super
what
great.
does Mr. Bright mean to you?
Well, Mr. Bright was always one of the most influential teachers that I've ever had. And the thing that was significant about Mr. B is that he was someone who would lead by example. And he lived everything that he taught. And that just in and of itself is such a great lesson, you know, being authentic and always of service. He was someone that was very service oriented. He gave to his family and to the community and to his country. And being of service is maybe the most important part of the puzzle of life.
What is your role as guest teacher this summer at I Am a Bright Kid?
I'm super stoked to come here, and they brought me in to be a guest lecturer and to offer my perspective and share knowledge of ventriloquism specifically and see how that can relate to and maybe illuminate or reinforce some of the ideas that they're already learning in their acting, singing, and dancing classes. So, but most of the people that have started the foundation, the I'm a Bright Kid Foundation, which would be a special shout out to Alan Lau and Ligaya Stice, especially for those two for putting that together and putting this summer program together. They're phenomenal, and I thank them both so very much for including me. And then, of course, my sister, who's also an instructor this summer, Lisa. Mahalo, Lisa. For bringing me here, for getting me involved in the teaching part and making everything super fun. She's a dance educator extraordinaire, so she heads up a lot of the dance stuff, which is so great, getting the kids moving out and working through it all. So thanks to those three especially. It's been a dream coming home and helping out the kids.
You've been also able to be on shows like Hawaii Five-0, a handful of TV and film. How was your time on Hawaii Five-0 and acting on TV and film?
It's fantastic. I loved Hawaii Five-0. I was in the first Hawaii Five-0, and then I was in just recently, well, not that recent, but relatively recently, the latest Hawaii Five-0. And it was so much fun to come back and you know, see how they've redone the show and reimagined it, and it was super exciting. Loved being on set.
What are you hoping to do? Do you have anything coming up after the summer is done and you're done with the kids?
I got another show coming up with it's a virtual show with Puddles Pity Party, who's he's a clown. He was on America's Got Talent. He's a big, tall clown, all white. And
right.
He sings opera type songs. Yeah, super great clown, great guy. And so he has his own sort of stream show that he's doing that I'm going to be a part of as well.
If somebody is interested in reaching out to you or just following you or, you know, wanting to learn more about the business itself, how do they follow you? Social media?
Social media is the way to go. Yep. I have everything is at my name, Carl Herlinger. So at Carl Herlinger.
Very good. And the platforms that you're on, mostly Instagram, I'm guessing?
Mostly Instagram. Yeah. That would be the best one because that has the video feature that I like.
All right. Carl Herlinger, once again, he is on the show, but he is also teaching and bringing forth our next generation of performers here in our Hawaii'ne. Carl, thank you for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you so much, Billy V. It was a pleasure.
Aloha.
Aloha.
All right, thank you to Carl for being here on the show on this Aloha Friday. And by the way, you can follow him. Our moderators are putting his social media on the over in the comments as we speak. And as a matter of fact, if you're new to the show, a lot of the time we'll put links to the guests or whatever we're talking about. We'll put stuff so you can always go ahead and check it out later. You can always come back to the comments, look for it, and then go click on them. It makes it real easy. If you like music, well, here's something that's coming up for you in this next week. Henry Herbert is coming to the islands to perform, and we got a chance to catch up with him a little bit earlier this week, and I got a chance to ask him while he was in his favorite place to play in Austin, Texas. That's where he lives. He's originally from the UK. I asked him about who were some of his heroes, in the way of music.
Some of my great musical heroes played in Hawaii in the 50s. And Jerry Lee Lewis played there on a big tour in the 50s. And I'm very excited to Hawaii. I love to travel. I used to travel so much, and it's been so long since I was able to travel anywhere. I'm very, very excited to come to Hawaii. Yeah.
And it's going to be his first time when he does get here to the islands. Now, that's going to be coming up on a Tuesday night. And, he was talking so lovingly about those idols. I said, do those idols have connections to Hawaii? And actually, they do.
Like Jerry Lee Lewis played here in 1958 with Buddy Holly and Paul Anka. They did a great tour in the early days of rock and roll music. And then Elvis did a fantastic Aloha from Hawaii show, which was broadcast out all over the world. And it was a big influence on me when I was learning to play, that particular broadcast and that show. And then also the Jerry Lee Lewis live shows from that era are just really, really huge influences on me. And the recordings that survive of those shows are very intense, powerful things to listen to.
So I told him, I said, when you do get here, you got to go down to Blaisdell. You got to go see the Elvis statue. Blaisdell, that's where that Aloha from Hawaii concert was back in the early 70s. So once again, Henry Herbert going to be here in Hawaii. That's 2 nights over at Blue Note Hawaii down in Waikiki. Let's see, that's going to be also on Saturday. I think he's on HPR, Hawaii Public Radio. Next weekend, he will be over on the island of Maui. So get your tickets. Once again, the world's best blues boogie woogie piano player. And how good is he? Well, I asked him if he would give us a little bit of a sample here on Billy V Live. Wow. All right. Henry Herbert there for you on the broadcast here on this Aloha Friday, getting a chance to hear some of his talent and see it firsthand. Once again, he was over in Austin, Texas at home. He is heading here to the islands. He will be here Tuesday night down in Waikiki. Okay, so let's go from music to acting for a couple of moments. And you know what? Usually these, for some reason, can you hand me the headset over there, please? I'm just going to use that headset over there instead. So thank you so much. Okay, so. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a little bit better. That works. Okay. So let's talk about people who are on the small screen, big screen, screen near you. I think I got my headset on. So.
Hi, Billy V.
Hey, Tayana Tully is with us on this Aloha Friday. How are you? First of all, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm glad it's the weekend. You looked wonderful when we saw you last week Friday. We were showing Micah Banks' video. How was that experience working with him and doing the music video?
Oh, that was so much fun. Mike is such a creative, so that was a lot of... it was a unique experience to see him in this different element that I'm not used to. And it was nice to be able to have some kind of creative freedom in it, too. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
It looked like it was a lot of fun. It looks like there's going to be more to the song. You know, it's like, is the song going to have a sequel? Do we get to find out more about what happens after that? That's my whole question for Micah Banks. You don't know anything, do you?
I won't say.
Okay. Ooh, there's a tease. Okay. Stay tuned for more. Let's talk about you for a couple of moments. You've been able to be in all kinds of productions, from commercials to TV, Magnum PI, Hawaii Five-0, and how have you been enjoying the experience?
I'm so grateful. I mean, I lived in LA for 2 years thinking that I was going to stay there and act there and start my career there after acting school, but due to other unforeseen circumstances, I ended up moving back to Hawaii, and I never thought that I could create the career that I have being here. So I'm super grateful and very fortunate to have all of the opportunities that I have so far.
So that means you're getting more work here at home. Yay!
Yay!
Have you auditioned for like NCIS at all, or?
Not yet, not NCIS.
Okay. Because I'm wondering, because I can, after seeing you in Magnum PI, I was like, okay, I can see her in NCIS. But you have a different kind of a role coming up here. Love for Real is on the Hallmark Channel, and you're on tomorrow afternoon on national TV. What is Love for Real? What's your role?
So Love for Real is about these two best friends. One is a fashion designer, and she is trying to promote her work and get it picked up by a bigger buyer, basically. So my character is in love with this show that's very similar to The Bachelor. And basically, I think it's a great idea to go to Hawaii and become a part of this show.
Can I ask what you're doing exactly?
Just doing a little yoga while I have a break.
Yeah, I could see that, but why are you blindfolded?
Partly to prevent distractions from random strangers.
My bad.
But mostly to strengthen my core. With your eyes closed, it's much harder to balance.
To be honest, nothing about that looks hard.
I'll give it a try, tough guy.
I thought you'd never ask. All right, I am blindfolded. What now?
Put your hands in prayer position and bend your right knee. Rest your right foot on your left knee or on the upper thigh. And just hold that as long as you can.
You weren't kidding, that is harder. Thanks for showing me, who knew?
I'm glad I could be your impromptu instructor.
I haven't seen you around. Are you new to the crew?
You could say that, yes.
Well, thanks for the pointers. Definitely need to do more yoga. At least to help me de-stress. Especially before these eliminations. I'm Marco, by the way. What's your name?
I'm late for something important. Bye.
For real? It's nice to meet you too!
And I won't spoil it any further all the time.
You are a young woman who is diving deep right into the middle of where she wants to go as a career. So for those that are watching what you do and how you do it, you got any advice for them?
For the people who want to become actors?
Yes.
I would say, remember that it's not about you. Like, that was the biggest thing for me, is that I would get nervous. I'm a little shy, so I would get a little nervous when it came to performing on screen or stage or anything. And I have to always remind myself that it's not about me. People aren't watching it just to watch me and judge me. It's about the story, and it's about the actual production and like the message behind everything. So it's so much bigger than just you, which helps a lot. And it's helpful to know that you're contributing to something bigger and amazing.
All right, Tiana Tully, once again, you can watch her on the Hallmark Channel. That's going to be tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock, Hawaiian Standard Time, Love for Real. And go ahead and watch and support. Tiana, thank you so much for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
And happy Aloha Friday! All right. Mahalo to Tiana for joining us here on the show. Once again, that's going to be tomorrow afternoon. That's going to be 3 p.m. Hawaii time. Debbie has already said that she will be watching that show. When we had Henry Herbert on a little bit, there was a couple of comments here that we wanted to show you that was like, okay, new fan. And, link. Okay, so go down below in the comments, Jim. And then they have posted that link down there, and you can go ahead and check it out there. And all good, but okay. All right. Thank you very much. Also, there was a couple of comments for our first interview that we had too. And let me see if I can find out what those are. Oh, somebody was asking about Carl's links, and those are also in the comments as well. Let's go ahead and, the weekend is approaching. Okay, here on this Aloha Friday, first of all, Melia says much success to Tiana, sorry, and that aid probably didn't pop in there, but Tiana is so talented, and you see her on 5-0 and Magnum PI. I really liked her roles, but I'm interested to watch what happens on tomorrow's show. Let's go ahead and get you some of the weekend events. Camera 2 is not working today. We are working on that. As a matter of fact, we're working on quite a few things for the show, so we'll have announcements coming up in the next couple of weeks. We told you about Kolohe Kai. They're celebrating their anniversary. That's going to be at the Waikiki Shell. It's going to be coming up tonight. Waikiki Shell, Kolohe Kai, and a whole bunch of friends that are going to be there as they celebrate their 10th anniversary. Congratulations to them. Paula Funga also coming up tonight. That's going to be over at Blue Note Hawaii in Waikiki. Over on Saturday night, there are a couple of things that are happening. LiveStream Steel Guitar Saturdays. I take it, Gail, that you're probably involved in that in one way or another. Happenings at Hi Sam Mucho Botanica. It's an art exhibit, and it's being over at the Hawaii State Art Museum. That's going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, Salt Summer Nights with Mike Tulba. Mikey Tulba has a brand new song that's out that a lot of people are listening to. Dayton Watanabe also with them, and that's a live performance. We told you about Henry Herbert. That's going to be over LiveStream. Hawaii Public Radio. That's tomorrow at 6 p.m. At Atherton, and then Tuesday he is over at Blue Note Hawaii. Sam Kapu is over at Surf Jack. Sam Kapu the third. That's a 6:30 p.m. performance. Sunday, Astra, a circus show in space. That's Kailua Onstage Arts. And then coming up, of course, we'll have more information for you about all the other performances that are happening. Those are just some of the performances for your weekend. If you're going to go out and do something. Real quickly here, want to add on a quick note. Again, this is editorial. The views are not necessarily are not those of other places in which I am employed. It's time for us to start wearing our masks again, local people, or making sure, double checking that you are washing your hands. There's a lot of people that are now getting the Delta variant. So we want to say, a lot of people, there's a lot of discussion in the community about vaccines and the masks. And we just want to remind you, from the very, very beginning of this, we told you here on the show, it's a kako thing. It's a kako thing for me to put on my mask and wash my hands for you. I'm not necessarily doing it for me. I'm doing it to protect other people around me. And you'll have to make some decisions. You know, it looks like you can still go out and do things, but you got to be smart about it. So just wanted to put that out there. With that, I think that we are good with the show. Jim McKinnon mentions here in the comments, watching videos on shrimp trucks love garlic. Jim, I don't know if you know this, but Josh Tatofi has a new truck, food truck that is going to be out. So just so you know. Debbie is saying, Club Blue Note just announced they will be live streaming Pure Heart with Jake Shimabukuro, John Yamasato Lokpaka on August 26th. You are so excited to be able to watch. Coming up next week, I'm going to tell you about a concert that is also happening that has to do with Jake Shimabukuro, Pure Heart, the whole group, Robi Kahakalau, Kala'i Camarillo, and it has to do with the Hawaii Foundation for Education. We'll have more information about that as we get closer to that. Gail says, Aloha, I will be watching the High Melly Facebook Live Steel Guitar Showcase. She's not performing in it. Awesome. Gail is a lover of steel guitar. John Holy III, aloha from Guam. That is absolutely awesome. Did we forget anything? We good?
We're good.
We good? Okay, we're good. I think that does it for our show. Once again, we want to say mahalo to the crew for stepping in while I was on the road over in Guam. I have to tell you, I'm not sure how this will affect the show.
Guam.
Sorry, did I say Guam? Sorry, I was on the Big Island. John, just to let you know, your comments are drifting into my conversation speak. But that's the great thing about comments and in your interaction. Just know that whatever you say stays in my brain, sometimes too long. That's okay. We appreciate the comments. Keep those comments coming, by the way. Half a day, okay. And you got cousins in Guam, Jim Kinnan says. Okay, awesome. Last item on the show, I'm going to push ahead to this. Last item on the show, we have for you Bruno Mars' new music video, which I believe released today, and it has to do with skate. We'll talk about that in a moment. So, I don't know how this is going to affect the show. University of Hawaii Rainbow Wahine Volleyball is coming, and I've been tagged to be there at the Stan Sheriff Center as I've been for the last 20 years. But with the pandemic, we started this show on Fridays. Volleyball doesn't start till 7, which means I have to be there by 6. We usually end the show by 4. That should be fine.
Let's take it on the road.
Let's take it on the road?
Yeah, we'll
do it at the Stan Sheriff Center.
Let's do it.
I will take that under advisement. That is another item to discuss. The possibilities are endless. I mean, hey, just for those of you that were wondering about last week, and I told the crew the story about this a little bit earlier. So last week, I'm at Keauhole Airport. I have got luggage, and I borrowed my cameraman's luggage and put it on top of mine, on top of the seats at Keauhole Airport, where everybody sits down. I put my computer on top of it so I can broadcast to you. So I've got luggage, computer. I get it all on. I get it all hooked up together. I get my Wi-Fi, and I plug into the computer. Everything seems to be working good. I got the headphones. We had a problem with sound. Leon, my son, walked me through it and was able to help me in making sure that we could get online. So we're ready to go. I start the show. As I start the show, I could feel eyes all of a sudden going like this. People were looking down at their phones, and all of a sudden they go like this. They start hearing my voice talking out loud and then just kind of go. And they're all staring at me. Most of them kind of looked at it, looked at the computer, and then went back down. But anyway, it was just weird. I'm the only one standing up and talking loudly. Everybody else is sitting and is quiet. Luckily, it's an airport. There's lots of airplane noise. So that was kind of the surroundings of what I had to deal with last weekend. It was an interesting time.
It worked.
It worked.
600
we had more viewers than we have in past weeks, so that works. So I guess being on the road works. Anyway, so with that said, who knows? We may go on the road. We may... Hey, this is our show. We can do whatever we want.
Right. That's right.
To Guam? That's on the road.
Well, that's on the air.
Yeah, that's on the air. That's on
And
the road.
sea.
On the sea.
Not quite on the road.
Okay, we have to go on a plane, and we have to go on the road again. Thank you, Debbie. And then there's comments. Oh, Amelia, yeah, volleyballs as we get ready for University of Hawaii athletics. So we will give. You can do it. Yes, on the road. Everybody's like on the road. Yay! Okay, time to end the show. We leave you with the music video from Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, and they have done a new song called Skate. We have got it for you here, and we're going to show it to you in a couple of moments. Just a reminder, we are here at 3 o'clock in the afternoons every Friday. Subscribe, like, make sure that you're hitting the like button, and we appreciate it very much. And all of you guys that are over in the gold section, that's those of you watching right now. Thank you so much for all of the comments that you do. Debbie says, come to Toronto to watch the Blue Jays play baseball. We could do it from right in the seats.
We can.
We could? Okay. We'll have to do it because there's no way that they'd let us talk loudly at their event. But
Well, Canada just opened up. So
Canada just opened up?
Well, yeah, they're now allowing Americans to go into Canada, where for a good part of the pandemic they weren't.
Mental note, please. We have to get a microphone that is accessible for Guy to talk. Otherwise, you can't hear him. He's in the background. I have to repeat everything he says. Sophie, thank you. Have a beautiful weekend. See you next time. Everybody, mahalo pono, aloha a hui ho, and we will leave you with the music video of Bruno Mars, Silk Sonic, and we'll see you next week. Enjoy.